Well, that's what a setup. Two
Intense.
of Jamaica's top professional mixed martial arts fighters will be traveling to the Beach Wrestling World Series being held in Acapulco, Mexico. It starts on March 2. The mighty Kyle Chin and Shaheen the Great Blake, MMA professional fighters. They join us this morning to tell us more. And for the record, I did not chicken out of this segment.
He's supposed to be wrestling.
Genuinely nursing a rotator cuff injury.
So for
That's
the first.
my story.
For the first.
And I'm sticking to it.
That's right.
That's
It's all
my
good,
story.
it's all good.
And I'm sticking to it. Bridget, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First of all, MMA, I mean, in terms of watching it, it's popular in Jamaica. But in terms of participating, is it becoming more popular in Jamaica?
Oh, absolutely. I believe so. We've seen it growing from strength to strength. We see the shows getting bigger. RFL Rough Fight League is one of the promotions that we see growing rapidly. And I mean, it's so massively popular with, you know, different groups of society watching this thing on TV. Everybody loves UFC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have all these gyms popping up. Shine is actually the owner and operator of one of those gyms that's doing very well, Ruthless Sports Academy. And so we see how that growth is happening. You know what I mean? Shine can tell you about how much he's seen his own students grow and how many students have been coming in and more people have been showing interest and so on.
Are there women who participate in this, or?
That's the interesting part. A lot of my classes are split 50-50.
Really?
50%
What?
men, 50% women.
Really?
The women might not want to compete as much, but they're there in the training with the men. They have aspirations of competing maybe once or twice to get it out their system, test what they've been learning, but the class is split 50-50 for the most part.
So, Shane, is it that persons who are already in martial arts are gravitating to MMA, or is
No,
it that
not-
persons who are involved in boxing or something else?
Not only those people, you have people there who are just like artists, or people come for different reasons. Some people aspire to pursue this career, some people just want to work out, some people are mentally stressed and just want something to get out their system. So lots of different types of people come through and we just aid and assist.
All right, so Chin, the transition then from MMA into beach wrestling, tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
Well, for me personally, so Shine has already competed in Barbados at beach wrestling and silver medalist, right?
Silver medal.
And this will be my first time competing internationally in beach wrestling. I've retired from MMA, you know what I mean? But it's such a fun sport, right? And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful spectator sport as well because it's easy to understand. The rules are so simple. You know what I mean? Basically, from an elbow or a knee touches ground, done, or if you get pushed out of the circle. So it's very, very simple to understand and to watch and to follow. It's a rapidly growing spectator sport. And it's just a fun look, you know what I mean? I think it's going to be a fun they can take on.
So for some of us who, you know, hypothetically we're not so keen on these things, MMA, wrestling, what's the difference? I know MMA is mixed martial arts, wrestling, what's the difference between the
So
two?
we're not trying to punch each other.
Okay.
So there's no head trauma, there's no grappling. So once a person touches ground, that's a point.
And that's wrestling.
And
It's
then
all
start
wrestling.
That's the
for the
beach
wrestling.
Okay.
So once they touch ground, it's a point, we start over. Start up, we're going to 3 points, we have 3 minutes to score 3 points.
Okay.
If you take the person straight to their back from legs, which we'll show you, then that's automatic 3 points. So every time you push them out of the ring, that's 1 point. So we get into 3 points within 3 minutes. So it's just a rapid go hard and done, and then move on to the next round.
Oh, so it's basically like the wrestling that you would learn, for instance, in PE if you went to school
Yeah,
abroad.
think of it like sumo pushing each other out the ring
Right.
or forcing them to the floor. Because no blunt force trauma from punches or
But
kicks.
it's tactics.
So-
they're wrestling moves.
Oh yeah, absolutely. absolutely.
That's what AC Slater did on Saved by the Bell. We're going old school. But so what inspired you guys to start fighting in the first place?
I mean, I've always liked combat sports. You grew up watching these cartoons. Everybody wants to be the hero. That's what I tell people. But really and truly, I like the spectacle of it. 'Cause I like being there. I like being praised for it. I like how I feel when I'm in there fighting.
You're not afraid?
Of what?
This is why, apparently not. That's why he's showing great.
All right, I want you guys to give us a demo for the persons who are curious. What does this look like? What entails? What are some of the key moves? What are some of the strategic approaches? So I want you to
And
give
just
us
be
an
careful,
idea.
yeah, because we're not on the insurance. Who knows in the morning here, so be
And
careful.
be careful with the mics. We're going to keep the mics on.
All right, yeah man.
All the best.
All right, cool.
Let me just take him in.
So I'll be doing 2 moves. I'll be doing a single leg and also take his back and put him to the floor. Lots of time these things start from a clinch position. So we're right here pushing or pulling into each other. I want to pull Kyle into me right now, so I'm going to pull him forward and I'm going to take the leg. Once I get this leg up, it's just a matter of turning, driving him to the floor.
So that's a straight.
That's 1 point.
That's 1 point.
Straight 3?
1 point.
That's 1 point for me.
Because my leg was still on the floor.
Cool.
Okay.
Another move I might do, I might be here fighting, we're fighting the hands. Cool, let's get control of his wrist. I'll do what we call an arm drag, take his back. From here, just a matter of turning it again, getting this man to the floor, another point for me.
All right.
It doesn't hurt, you can ask him.
I mean,
a little bit.
all right, so I'll do a little more explosive move. So if we're here, what I want to do is, as we said, we want to just get them completely off the ground. We want to get them there. So I'm going to trap the arm. I'm going to pull down on this side. I'm going to push up. Just a little bit more explosive.
Straight 3.
That's straight 3.
Straight 3.
From my feet to my back.
Another straight 3 is I want to pull that leg. I want to get that leg to me. So I'm going to lift my right elbow, reach under, grab the leg, switch over, and then I'm down. And that's done.
Straight 3.
Straight 3. So that's leg to back, from foot to back.
And the funny thing is, it's first to 3 points, right? Yeah. So I could be 2 points up. 1 point left to win. Kyle gets me from my back to my feet. 3 points, his win.
Done. And they also have an interesting rule where whoever scores last. So if we tied, but whoever scores last is the one who wins. So you have an onus, like there's this pressure onus to make sure you're the last person to score.
Like you have to play last lick.
So you kind of, I mean, so you go in with a plan then, possibly. Do you study the person's key moves and that kind of thing?
You don't necessarily have as much time to do that because you get your opponent on the day. So within 2 hours, you're now competing. So you already have to have things formulated for different styles of wrestling. And if your opponent matches that style, you go with your game plan. Or if not, your skill versus his skill.
And do you compete against weight category?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's all weighted. So he would be 70 kg as a higher limit, and I'm 90 kg as a higher limit.
How do you prepare mentally and physically for this? Like, my body hurting me, my head hurting me, I was just watching it like...
You just do it a lot.
I mean, the falls might look dangerous, but over time you learn how to fall. You learn to fall to reduce impact on your body, so you're safer. Cool? My head won't touch the floor. I'll keep my chin tucked so there's no head trauma. I'll dissipate the energy by smacking my hands out. So you learn how to fall.
Right.
Wow.
And it's beach, so you're going to be on some
fun
nice
on the sun. Like,
Thank God. Thank God.
There's no padding going to be out
No,
there?
it's
Sand.
but it's deep sand, so it's a lot more difficult to move around, but it does make falling easier.
Well, all the best in your
Appreciate it.
championship in Acapulco, Mexico. How can people tune in? How can
They
we
can
watch
go
it?
to the website. It's the UWW, it's the United World Wrestling.com.
Beach Wrestling World Series.
The real
Beach Wrestling World
The
Series.
real wrestling.
Oh, all the best.
Well, definitely, and we hope that we don't see any of that today on election day.
Right?
We hope there's no wrestling out there at the polls. Just go 1 man, 1 vote, same man, same vote, and go in and get it done. Definitely. Thank you very much.
So that was Kyle Chin and Shaheen Blake, professional MMA fighters. So we'll go now for a break. When we return, Sunrise continues. So, okay.